Heidi ho, neighbors. As you can see, it's the Ralph and the Nat talking to you straight from Apple Bites.
Hi, we're inside a bitten apple.
Shh, that's our secret. We're not supposed to let them know we're in the apple.
I think we kind of say that way too much for them not to know we're in the Big Apple.
Yeah, but it's really an apple. It is an apple, a real apple. You can believe me or not believe me, but you know,
Is it a bushel's worth?
it's a lot of apples.
Doesn't sound like it's bushels worth.
I don't know. Let's see. I say it's more than a dozen apples.
A cheap bushel.
You calling yourself cheap?
No, I'm calling myself poor.
Dude, man. So designated. Our Mark Torres Kickstarter,
right,
has actually had a nice bump up. So you know, but I want to put it out there because you know Mark Torres is pretty great guy. You know.
Personally, I'd like to thank all the people who have been supporting me through this endeavor, and just keep supporting, and thank you very much. And don't forget to listen to us on It Came From the Radio.
He gets a kick out of that every time you do it. When he was on the show, he was like, Of course, designated is 30 years in the making. Mark Torres, passion piece. Go support it. It's great to support these artists, these independents, these writers, you know, because hey, they're the future of the industry.
And remember, the whole series is completed. So if you surpass the goal and start going into the stretch goals, you could get some more issues all in one go.
Yeah, remember, guys, the more you support the designated, the more you are likely to get instead of just one issue, a graphic novel with all, I think it's 5 issues,
5 or 6, one of the two.
Yeah, 5 or 6, yeah. You know, of course, Mark has it all ready. He's trying to get the money together so he can put it all out. If you know, once you fund here, that gives you the first issue. If you can get a little more money into the project, then it's a possibility that you can reach by breaking one of the stretch goals to where you can get the whole project in one shot because everything's done and ready to go.
Indeed, it is.
Let's see.
And for the sake of Mark Torres, it was inspired by the setting of Stranger Things.
It's kind of hard. Oh, well, the 80s, I guess. 80s. Yeah. I was going to say it's kind of hard because, you know, he's before that.
Listen,
there you go.
Listen, it was inspired by the setting to which Stranger Things is based on. Okay, that's what I said.
And of course, we all know we can do the Shadow Rabbit piece here where you pay $220, you get a custom Shadow Rabbit figure made, a physical copy of the book and the digital copy of the book.
Mr. Lewis, we love you and we appreciate your artwork.
You know, Shadow's been busy. You know, I mean, he's been really busy. I saw him doing something for another project. Let's see. I think you shared it with me.
Oh, just stealing my credit for reminding you. Oh,
what credit?
Can you believe this, guys? Can you?
I just gave you the credit. I'm taking it back now. So you know, I found this. It looks interesting though. I have to admit.
Lunar Smoke.
All right, so let's play the video and see what we got.
It's about girls and guns.
What I say is love. Shots in space make no sound. You better not get. Yeah, I said. You better not get too close. You feel the punch from your head to toe. You know you can't handle all this slow.
Looks interesting. The art looks great.
Indeed.
And who doesn't like a nice cowboy yarn?
Who doesn't like a nice gun?
That's true. I think a lot of people like
What's
too
your
many
favorite
people like
gun?
them.
What's your favorite gun, Ralph?
I don't think I have one. I think it's more of a sci-fi laser pistol from the 50s, I think. So they are at 2,484. They're already funded. They're at 77 backers. 16 days to go. So go support these guys. They're looking like they're doing pretty good here. And I know that Shadow actually did a piece for them. So it came out really nice. I saw it on his Instagram.
Which, by the way, you all should be following. Give me a second, Ralph, if you can, please.
Look, there it is. Speak of the devil. There's the Shadow Rabbit figure for this project.
Indeed. But Ralph, if you may.
No.
I gotta support all my boys.
And look, there it is again.
Support Shadow Rabbit Clayguy on Instagram. He shows off his amazing work. Every now and then he puts us in his pictures because
oh my god, look at those people there. Ooh,
I know. Especially this dude in the mask. He looks really ugly.
Oh.
Yeah. But go check out Shadow Rabbit Clayguy. He does amazing stuff. All these are handmade, and he can also make giant monstrosities such as
oh man,
this
that was a
beautiful
great piece,
Hydra.
man. I remember when he brought that aboard. Oh,
go support the boy, man. Go support him. He could always use the support.
there you have it, folks. That's Shadow Rabbit, and he did a nice piece for them. There it is, handmade from clay, because he is the Shadow Man, and he can make your dreams reality.
Anything you dream of, he can do.
And of course, we have our friend Kat, who has the third part to her dancer book out. Well, the color version, because I got the black and white version myself. Here we go. The Dancer, psychological martial arts thriller. It's issues 1 through 3. This is issue 3 in color, but you can actually get all the issues. She also has a couple of special pieces here, and it's a great story of a dancer who becomes an assassin.
An assassin dancer.
Yeah. And it has a great story. It really is a good version of the hero's journey. And of course, Kat does a lot of great work out there. She has a lot of great books that she's doing. And you can always find her with Phil Falco, who does The Haunting.
Indeed.
Indeed. And of course, the last thing we're going to bring up before we bring in our guest is our pal Philip Russert will be showcasing his tragedy comic coming up on August 16th, I think it is. I think that's when this Kickstarter kicks off. Right now, you can go to the Kickstarter page for Tragedy and get notified upon launch, in case I'm wrong.
Indeed.
And of course, we know that Tragedy is a great comic about a lot of intrigue, cop stuff, mafia. It all comes together in this beautifully written book, and the art is amazing. And that's not even talking about all the beautiful covers they have. So do yourself a favor.
The covers are very beautiful.
Exactly.
Extremely beautiful. Some of them are made by our own friends.
Yes.
If they call me friend. I hope they do.
I think they'd call you friend.
Oh, that's nice, but I don't live in a false narrative world, my friend. I'm just the intern to them.
Jordan, how you doing? Jordan's a great guy. You guys, I hope you guys caught him when he was on with us a week or two ago, and he was just geeking out the rest of us.
A little bit more now, but yeah.
Yeah, it all starts to gel together. I can't believe it's already August. Well, it's middle of August now.
Been a slow year, ain't it?
It's been a slow year, but at the same time, I feel like this summer is just flying by. And we've done a lot of conventions, and now dude, this convention in Staten Island is going to be in Snug Harbor, and we
What?
have. Go ahead.
No, I just said what?
We have, of course, Nadja here
Hello.
talking to us about this beautiful con that is in a beautiful location, and it's very cosplay friendly.
Yes. It is very cosplay friendly. Thank you for having me.
No problem, hun.
No
We like
problem.
supporting the conventions, especially you guys are trying to pick yourselves up, and you've been around for a while now.
Yeah. So this will be our 4th year that we've been running the convention. So we started in 2019. Still had a convention in 2020, to which I will talk about because I know the minute I say that, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my god, why'd you do that?" Death.
How dare you?
There's lots of explanation that will go with that. And we had one last year, and this is our 4th year now.
So what exactly is this convention? What is this?
So Geek Out at Staten Island is basically a convention for you to geek out literally about anything. So you don't have to necessarily be into anime or comic books or video games or sci-fi stuff. You could be like a geek about art. You could be a geek about theater. You could be a geek about, I don't know, Tetris specifically. Like whatever it is that you geek out about, this space is kind of here for you. So we try every year to have something unique that we do in the conventions or something that we center different things around. So like this year we're collaborating with Black Fade to do stuff involving like POC and fantasy and having a lot of meetups of being kind of like black and magical. We're also working with another organization called EGD Collective, which is a nonprofit that supports people trying to get into the gaming industry and building a career through that. As well as working with individuals from this place called Awesome Tech, which essentially has individuals who are on the autism spectrum that are into like AV, video gaming, different things like that, and like talking about their experiences and the types of programming that they do.
Interesting.
That's pretty broad. I like that. I think that's one of the reasons I liked it so much is I didn't feel like there was one thing about the convention wasn't about one thing. It was actually about geeking out.
Yeah. That's why we were like, no, what should I call this? Is like geek out about everything. Be a total nerd. Like
That's a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah.
So, I know that you're. So, what's going to happen on Saturday? Because I know you're probably planning a bunch of things to showcase all this stuff.
So Saturday there's a bunch of different things. So thankfully we're completely outdoors, which makes it a lot more COVID friendly, which is why we're able to have it in 2020. So we are having aka DJ Taylor Senpai, who was supposed to be there for this Saturday. We also have so like I said, we're working with Black Fade. We also have some local artists who are rappers, but some of them are doing like rap in anime style.
Ooh.
So we have them coming. We also have some J-pop idols that are local to like New York that are coming, as well as Otaku Angaku, which is a live band that does like cover songs for different animes and stuff like that. So that's really exciting. Plus we have a list of, and you probably see it there, those are some of the vendors that we have. We have about 20 plus vendors that are coming from all 5 boroughs, New Jersey. We might have someone from Delaware, I can't remember. But basically we have a whole bunch of people from different art styles, whether they make clothes, whether they make like claymation like you guys saw before with some of the other artists. So like we have a lot of that, and we have a giant hamster ball, so that's gonna be fun.
A giant hamster ball. Oh yeah, I like she just threw that in, and we have a giant hamster ball. I'm like,
what do you mean? That's normal. What are you talking about? That's completely normal. What are you talking about, Ralph?
Look, man, just because we do that stuff all the time doesn't mean it's normal. I don't know. Now I'm like, okay, let's get into this giant hamster ball. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. So just for viewers, when you're not just rummaging around the entire field on the hamster ball and like on your own, it's on a track. Just so there will be people there that will control the hamster ball so you don't like get picked up by the wind or like something like that, like on some Bubble Boy type thing. Like you'll be fine. So we'll have that. We'll also have like face painting. We'll have a lot of like local food vendors as well. And a lot of things will be happening either on like the giant meadow or on our main stage. Oh, and we have a custom car coming. So we have those custom cars that have like anime characters on it. So we have one of those coming as well. So that's gonna be fun.
We like those. Those are pretty cool. We've seen them in a couple locations already. Yeah.
It wouldn't happen to be a Senpai Squad, would it?
No, it is not Senpai Squad. It is, why am I forgetting the name? That's what happens when you're in charge of things. You have to remember so many things and then you forget the one simple thing you should know. When it comes back to me, probably like 2 minutes before we end everything, I will tell
Well, don't worry, folks.
No
you know,
worries.
she can use the comment section there and let us know what's going on. That way
Yeah.
we can like see it as we scroll through. Oh, there it is. She did put it in the
real time,
comments.
real time.
But believe me, we know how it is because there's times where I'm sitting here and I'm like supposed to follow. I don't even know where I put my notebook right now. I'm supposed to follow the notebook, and I'm like, I guess I forgot that.
So you said you were gonna have food vendors there. What is your favorite food vendor that's going to be there right now?
My favorite food vendor, this is gonna sound so biased. So so the convention is actually underneath a nonprofit called Muslim Sisters Staten Island, which my mom runs. So they're actually going to be one of the food vendors. So I'm biased because I love my mom's food.
That's a good bias.
So what type of food is it then?
So she's going to be having like hamburgers, hot dogs. There's also going to be some other vendors that have like mac and cheese, chicken, rice and peas.
Sounds like a great barbecue.
Yeah. But it's gonna be a nice day. It's supposed to be nice and windy. So, and you'll have a lot plus there's a lot of trees, so there's a lot of shade and stuff like that. And there's multiple places that you can go to eat, like, you know, or sit down and eat really.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The good thing is that from the looks of it, the heat wave breaks on Tuesday. So this weekend looks like it's going to be really nice. Look at that.
Yeah.
83, 84, low
Look
66.
at that, guys.
Oh,
Perfect
it's gonna be
weekend.
beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. It's in a beautiful park. Snug Harbor is amazing. The fields are incredible. The whole place just has this energy to it. And then, you know, it's going to be like having a nice barbecue at a con.
Yes.
So is everything outside, or do you guys have things inside as well?
So the only thing that's inside is the bathrooms. So the bathrooms will be inside in the adjacent building to the South Meadow, which is the location that we're in. But completely everything is outside. The panels are outside. The vendors are outside. The food is outside. The performances are outside. The cosplay contest is outside.
Wow.
Everything is outside.
It's a good thing the weather is breaking.
Yeah, we've had it actually outside since 2020 because we had it as an indoor-outdoor con our first year.
Right.
Where we had it in like a 3-floor building, and then for all the panels and other things like that, and we had outsiders for like the stage. But then when COVID happened, we're like, well, we're not doing anything inside, and we wanted to still have the convention but do it safely. I had to go through a lot of like CDC and New York State paperwork to make sure that we were going through whatever regulations we needed to go through and that we were following certain things before I could even like fathom the possibility of having the convention in 2020. But we were able to have it happen, and it was really great. People wore their masks. Everybody was social distancing because like there's just a lot of there's a lot of distance. It's 2 acres. Right. It's kind of hard for you not to.
I gotta admit, yeah, you're right. You know, sometimes I lose people when I go with them there. So.
So, you know, it made it really easy having it outdoors, and we just kind of like kept it that way because, you know, we plan to grow more and we want to make sure we have a space that can accommodate that.
Very understandable.
And you got a great space. You were going to say that?
I just said it's very understandable.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Dude, that's what you want, man. If you were able to pull off a convention at 2020 when things were falling apart, that says a lot.
Yeah, we had, I think, about 300 people attend, and there's still enough space for everybody to like distance themselves.
Wow.
Yeah, we're in a space that essentially can hold technically 4,000 people.
Yeah.
So 300 people coming in 2020 is fine.
True. Oh my God, this sounds amazing. It sounds incredible. And then you also have a virtual aspect of this for Sunday, right?
Yes, so we do have a virtual con. So for Sunday, we'll also be having a collaboration with Black Fae Day. They'll be doing a panel talking about what Black Fae Day is, how they came about it, different things like that. We will also be having another panel from Negro Jump, which is a podcast. So they'll be talking along with everything from Nerds of the Round. So they'll be coming around. And there's some more things that'll be up and running on our Facebook, you know, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. We have Twitch. We should use Twitch more, but we have it. And
I
same
know how
thing,
you feel. I use it. I still don't understand it. So
same thing with TikTok. We have TikTok. We should use it more. And, you know, all those different platforms. So the official schedule for in person will be up tomorrow, and then for our virtual, everything will be up on Wednesday.
All right.
But you can check out some of the stuff that's going on our website.
there you go. Which
Yeah.
is, of course, in the bio. So, you know,
Mhm.
if you're looking for it, it's in the bio. You can click on it and you can follow it through. I will do you even a little bit better here. Let's see. Do I have it still up? There it goes. I will put it in the description. In the comments on the side there. So you guys can go check it out. That way, you know, if you're feeling lazy, you can go. But Ralph, I don't feel like going to find the description so I can find the web.
Ralph, okay. But Ralph, that's too much work. You're gonna have me need to go through and look at a page to find a link. Can't you just post it? I don't know, in the comment
Oh my God.
section.
Yes. No, it's okay. It happens. I have those moments too. Where I'm like, if I could just click it.
Yeah.
But yeah, on our website, we actually have all of the photos from all of our previous years, as well as some of the photo shoots that we've done in between, because we try to do like mini events. We've mostly done virtual because of the pandemic. So we'll have like geek trivia. We'll have like an open mic. We might have like stuff where we're promoting different artists and stuff like that. But yeah, so those are the types of things that we do, and you can check it out. You can check me out. You can check out everything. Everything's getting checked out.
So, are you just a showrunner, or are you part of the cosplayers, the artists, the writers? You know, what do you do?
Everything you said.
There you go.
No, but yeah, so I am the person that like created and runs the convention. I don't run it by myself, by the way. I do have a team that helps me run it. I did run it by myself my first year while I was healing from a dislocated shoulder, but that's a whole other story.
Ooh, ouch.
Yeah, it was rough, but I still made it happen like a one-armed pirate. And so I do poetry. I'm a poet. I've been doing poetry since I was like 15. For reference, I'm turning 27 this year. So like about 10 plus years. I'm also an artist. I love painting and drawing. I love writing stories. I haven't written in a while, but I'm slowly but surely working on a book that's probably going to take me like most of my life to probably finish because I'm just lazy.
I feel you.
I'm just lazy, or I'll read over something I wrote. I'm like, why did no? Like that's just not it. I also am a cosplayer, so I cosplay mostly anime characters. I haven't necessarily gone into like comic book characters yet, but I do want to work on some things. I want to do like Raven. I also were thinking about doing like Bumblebee and stuff like that. So I'm trying to figure out who I should do or what I should do. So yeah, Bumblebee's great. I like binged watch like a lot of like Young Justice like the other like week. It was, I don't know what happened. I just went on HBO.
That show is doing very
we're talking
well.
about
If
that
Roman Tony was here, he'd be like, "Yes, you got to go see that show. I give it 5 Marvel Boys out of 5."
He would not say that with a DC. He would say it's 7 Capcoms out of 7.
Probably, most likely. You know, him and Capcom. I don't know if he'll go that high. 5 Castlevanias out of 5. You know, I love the way he decides how things are gonna be.
That's so funny.
Oh man! So if they want to find your stuff, you want to see your writing or your art or any of that stuff.
My stuff. So I can probably put it somewhere in the comment section because like I'm looking at this at the same time as I'm here. But yeah, if they want to find my stuff, because all of my stuff that's public is on Instagram, so it'd be on Eonci_designs, to which I'll just pop it in there. It says it's from Geek Out. You'll see it, people.
Okay.
Yeah, that's us. But yeah, you can catch my stuff on there. I do that. Sometimes I model, sometimes. Mostly whenever like things pop up, like I'll model for certain things, mostly for like charity work. So like last time I modeled was maybe like a year or 2 ago, and that was just for like raising funds for like child trafficking. So I'll do that stuff. And then my day job, because my day job isn't running a convention, contrary to popular belief, is I'm an art therapist. So I help people therapeutically with art.
That's a great way to go. An art therapist. I think I love that very much. I feel like my first art therapist was Bob Ross. Because him and his happy little trees and happy little clouds. It was always a pleasure to watch him do his thing.
Yeah. He was very, very therapeutic for sure. We use a lot of psychology though. Bob Ross probably was very therapeutic. We used a lot of psychology, a lot of like psychodynamic, behavioral, cognitive, all that stuff, and we just involve art with it. But yeah, that's my Instagram. Look at that. Wow. But yeah, I love fashion. I love being creative in that way too. I love anything creative. I love anything that you can literally geek out about. And I think that's kind of how I got started with putting this convention together. Because I was like, I am a multifaceted human. And there are multiple multifaceted humans.
Exactly.
What if we all were in the same space? What could we do?
What if you put all the geeks together in the same place?
Yeah, like all the geeks, not this specific, not only the comic geeks, not only the video game geeks, not just the anime geeks, like all the geeks. Put them together.
And it's funny because a lot of geeks don't think they're geeks, especially because of their geekdom. They consider it not being geekdom.
Oh yeah,
there's
like
so much geekdom out there.
Yeah. Sneakerheads will never say that they're
geeks. Those definitely.
You're a geek, but if you say that,
they're
they'll be
just
like,
as bad as the basketball heads.
Yeah,
and they're annoying.
You geeks. Anything that you have that passion or almost obsession about that you know way too much about, you're probably a geek for it.
There's people out there going, I am not a geek, Ralph. I play sports.
And you are a geek.
Exactly.
Exactly.
If you can name me every single RBI hitter within the Yankees at current, then you are a geek.
Exactly. And it's so funny because I'll go, oh, this comic and that comic, you can find this over here and that over there. And they're like, oh my God, Ralph, how do you know this stuff? I'm like, dude, man, you're the one pulling out stats from a guy who hasn't played sports in 50 years. And like, it's something. You can tell me Babe Ruth's stats. I'm like, dude.
Who's Babe Ruth?
You're a geek.
Those sports guys, they really don't like to be called geek.
No, but that's what you are. Embrace it. Like I had a friend who didn't realize that she was a geek. We were watching what was we watching? We were watching like Young Justice, and then we were talking about Teen Titans at the same time. And we're like, oh well, this like Robin doesn't seem similar to the other Robin because this Robin is this Robin and that's Batman's son and this and this, and like they were having a whole conversation on their own. I didn't even step in. And then I was like, wow, you know so much about Robin. Wow, you know so much about the Bat family. Isn't that so interesting? They're like, what do you mean? I was like, you were talking this whole time. I didn't say a daggone thing. I was like, you're a geek. And they're like, no, not. I was like, you sat here for like 10 plus minutes talking about the different types of Robins and how this Robin doesn't have any continuity with this Robin, but yet they say it's the same Robin. You are a geek.
Yeah, that sounds like geek talk. Oh, that's definitely geek talk. And then the question comes, what's your favorite Robin?
Yeah.
People actually like Robin as a character? What?
Yeah, they do. They love him as a character, actually. It's amazing how much love Robin gets. You wouldn't think so, but he gets a lot of love.
No, people like Nightwing.
Well, people like Dick Grayson, but there's a lot of people that like Damian Wayne.
Yeah.
Damian Wayne. There's a lot of people that like Jason Todd.
Yeah.
Or there's a lot of people that like Tim. I'm a Tim fan. I think he's a much better Robin than any of them. And I do love Dick Grayson, but I feel like Dick Grayson's his own person. He's Nightwing. So I don't see him as a Robin.
He evolved.
Exactly.
But he didn't stay Robin. Like
exactly.
He became like another like entity.
There you go. There goes the geeking up.
Yeah, this is exactly a prime example, and this is exactly what you can do at the convention.
Exactly.
And just to let people know, like everyone asks, like, oh, do I have to cosplay to go? I'm like, no, you can wear what you usually wear and go there and still be a geek. Like you don't have to cosplay. Like it's not everybody likes cosplaying, and sometimes it can be really expensive or like
Yeah.
hard to do. Or I know I suck at making props, so like I mostly do characters that don't need props or props that I can't financially buy easily. So until I get better prop making skills.
Well, that's the whole fun of cosplay, is trying to figure out how to get it done. Just finding out how to get it done. You know, sometimes getting it done means figuring things out.
Yeah. You can do closet cosplays. You don't
Yep.
have to have like this big, massive transformer looking like suit that you spent 10,000 hours 3D printing to put together.
Jordan's saying he's a
hey,
cosplayer
hello,
himself.
Claire.
Jordan, I didn't know that you do cosplay. Well, no, I do know. I did know. You did talk about it. We got to see what you're going to do next, Jordan. Oh, but that's just great. And that's the whole point, though. You can go to this convention in Staten Island, in Snug Harbor, and then, you know, just geek out. Cosplay geek, comic geek, video game geek, geek. Dude, just go out there and geek out.
And just have a good time. Even if you aren't, like, let's say you're into none of these things. Let's say you're one of those people like, I don't like anime, I don't like comics, I don't like video games, I don't like blah blah blah. Everyone likes art. So there's tons of artists. There's tons of artists that do original work that don't necessarily do like, you know, cover art or different things like that, or fan art and stuff like that. You can go there just to partake or just enjoy the things that they have, you know. And like I try to let people know, like, even if you aren't into this stuff, like everyone likes art, everyone likes pretty things.
Exactly.
Every vendor that I've seen that is coming does pretty cool stuff. And if I had the bank account, I'd probably buy everybody's stuff.
Exactly.
You know,
I think that's the hardest thing from going to convention to convention, is sometimes you just don't have the money to get everything.
You don't have or the space.
There's so much beautiful stuff out there.
I don't have the space because I had to get a poster binder because I did not have enough space on my physical wall for all the posters I kept buying from multiple different artists, or even some of the same artists. So I was like, yeah, I gotta slow down.
I know. I got my nice Chris Angel piece back here, and nobody believes that this is a Castlevania piece.
Wow.
He does amazing work, and he takes those characters and he puts them into these beautifully painted things, you know, as you can see back there.
Yeah.
You know, so then people go, oh, because I always get those people that go, oh yeah, but you know, that's not really art. And I'm like, dude,
like, no, anything is art. Coming from an art therapist, art has no bounds.
We live in an age where a single line on a white canvas gets considered art.
Oh yeah, and it's in like the Met.
I've seen
like
it.
The MoMA. You know, anything.
What piece am I making today? Psst, there it goes.
You know, it all really depends on like perspective, and that's what we try to do especially when it comes down to different artists. Like we try to encourage people to come out because we also want to support people up and coming, because not everybody is like a seasoned artist. Not everybody can also afford to go to some of these bigger cons that are super expensive to vet. You know, like we try to have it where our things are cost effective, where people can make back whatever they spent easily. You know, we just want you guys to be out there for yourselves. Only prices that we have prices because we got to pay bills. But if we didn't have to pay bills, be like, I could take it. You know?
So what's the entry fee for the convention?
Sure. So right now the entry fee is $25.
That's not that bad.
Nope.
That's pretty doable.
Yep, $25. You get face painting, you get access to all the vendors, you get access to all of the performers, cosplay contest, all of the panels, cosplay meetups. Plus we have a whole bunch of different photographers. So for some of the photographers, like we have it sectioned off where they can like take like individual pictures of different attendees that come in. So we have a specified section for that, because some people have really nice cosplays or they're really proud of what they made, but they have no really nice pictures.
Exactly.
Right. So we try to. I basically thought about all the things that I've ever complained about involving a convention, and I was like, well, we're not doing that. And then this together.
Well, I mean, that's the good thing about running a convention. You know, many other things that makes it a lot of work, but one of the good things is you can actually do things that you've been going, why isn't this in a convention? You know, and it kind of showcases the photographer, and at the same time, you get a nice picture of whatever
Yeah,
cosplay
you
you're
get a
doing.
nice
Yeah.
picture of yourself, so it's because again, at the end of the day, it's all about also networking. A lot of people that may not have access, right? They may not be able to travel certain places. They may not be able to access certain people coming to the convention, or even some of the special guests that we have, or even the performers that we have, or the vendors that we have. It's really an opportune time for everyone to just connect and grow.
And I like the fact that you're holding it in Staten Island because I feel like it's the forgotten borough.
Yes.
And and it's so funny because you have so many conventions, and they happen in Brooklyn, they happen in Queens, they happen in Manhattan, they happen in the Bronx, but you rarely hear. I think I know 3 with yours that happen in Staten Island.
Yeah, there's New York Comic Con, which is every year, which happens at New York High School.
Mm-hmm.
There's us, and then I think there's a smaller one that's like Saint Anne's Comic Con or something like that.
Exactly. Those are the 3 I know.
Yeah, those are the 3. We're the big 3 in the little town.
Exactly.
We're the big 3. But I always say when everyone because I know we're known as being the forgotten borough, that's just been our label. Because I am born and raised in Staten Island, and I created this thing in Staten Island because I'm that person. I say, well, you say we're forgettable, well, we're about to be unforgettable.
Exactly.
Wait, Staten Island exists? What?
You can go.
I thought that was just like New Jersey or something. What is that?
No, you need us to get to New Jersey.
That's true. Staten Island is an easy way to get to New Jersey.
We literally have 3 bridges that lead you to different sections of New Jersey.
But Staten Island is beautiful. It needs stuff like this. I feel like it kind of helps it showcase itself. And Snug Harbor, it's an amazing park.
Yeah, and it's not that far away from the ferry either.
No,
and
not at all.
The ferry's free. So let's say you're taking public transit, it's only maybe 20 minutes on the bus to get to the actual location. And there's multiple things that Snug Harbor itself has. So they have art studios, they have a music hall, they have a ton of other things,
So
That's
I've
great.
been there, and I can tell you, I've walked faster than that bus before the bus ever came. Multiple times. This isn't even a one-off occurrence. Every time I go, I can walk wherever I need to before the bus ever shows up.
It's true.
I think that's just buses, because the way buses be bussing, they don't bus.
They ain't bussing.
They ain't bussing.
That's true. They don't. And then the MTA is like, come with us. I'm like, yeah, I'll take my walk.
The only time I've ever managed to get a bus to get where I needed to in Staten Island was when I catch it here in Brooklyn. Is the only time I ever get a bus that takes.
You're right, because when I go to the Staten Island Mall, I catch the bus in Brooklyn. So I can go to the Staten Island.
It's the only
Mall.
way you catch it.
And I gotta admit, I catch it.
You're at the ferry, because the ferry has pretty much most of the buses on Staten Island. So the ferry will take you. The ferry will take you to a whole bunch of buses. That's the best.
That's true too.
Yeah.
It's the epicenter.
Or you could be one of those Manhattan people, because they get the special buses. They get the Staten Island buses.
Oh yeah, that is true. We do have those special.
And those buses will take you anywhere.
There's also
so
the
you guys
new ferry,
folks. It's gonna be easy to get to this because it's Snug Harbor.
Yeah, and there's free parking. There's free parking. There's multiple places to park. Whether you're on the grounds or outside, there's street parking, there's parking lots. You don't have to pay for it. It's all free. So worry about that. It's free.
Exactly. You get a lot for your buck here at this convention, because they're looking out for you. They're looking out for the geek in you.
Yes, because I try to think about this convention of would I go to my own convention, and if the answer is no, then I need to change things, So I always think about affordability, distance, how the types of things that we have panel wise, activity wise, performances, different things like that. And even if it's, let's say, maybe something I wouldn't particularly go to, there's something there that I would want to experience. So
very true.
And you can see that you've actually thought this through. You're looking you can actually say that this is an actual geek convention.
Yeah.
It's not a comic con, it's a geek convention where you can go enjoy your geekdom.
Yeah. I always say it's basically like it's because it's outdoor. A lot of people say like, oh, it's like a festival. Well, it is a festival
It's a
because like we're
festival, yeah.
celebrating
Mhm.
all versions of geeks.
Geekdom.
Like literally geek
Otaku
festival.
Matsuri だよ.
All things geekery.
Yes.
Like we like to say here on the show, because the show is all about all things geek.
Yes.
And we like to geek out here, and we like to talk about our comics and talk about our video games and talk about our cosplays and talk about we love stuff here. So that's why we like this convention, because it's a geek convention where we can just go relax and be geeks.
Yeah. And you can just come to relax in general to the space. Like the good part is it's not as, at least my perspective. I know I'm going to be biased because it's my convention. However, what I've heard from other people, which is the same thing I'm saying myself, is that, it's not as like intense as other conventions where there's tons of people, there's nowhere to sit. The food is super expensive, where, everyone's and their mama is on top of each other. Like you can't even get to vendor booths because there's like just so much, there's like no space. But at least here, like there's so much space that you kind of almost don't know what to do with it. If you want to sit in the grass and like lay around and just stare into the clouds for like the whole day, you can.
Yeah, it's a park. It's beautiful.
Yeah, you can. And the best part is we have natural backdrops because there's like a castle near where the meadow is. There's an alley, which is like this branch arch.
I gotta admit, as a photographer, I've been there plenty of times, because it has a lot of beautiful places.
Yeah, like so you get free backdrops that most times is hard to get at other conventions because there's a whole bunch of people walking behind you. There's these like ugly stone or cement like buildings or whatever stuff like that. But here you have like the floral. You have some of like the like castle buildings. Like I was saying, if you want to go into other sections that's outside of our area of the convention, there's a Chinese Scholars Garden. So like you could go into there or the other gardens. There's like swamplands at parts of the grounds and stuff like that. So you can go there as well.
It's very diverse, and you got old buildings. I mean, old buildings, 1800s.
Oh yeah, they're called the Big Five.
Exactly. It's dude, as a history buff, it's one of the places I hit because I love history, and history is all over that place. And if you're a supernatural geek, there's ghosts at Snug Harbor.
Yeah. But they mostly show up at night.
Exactly.
So this is between 11 and 8, so it's daytime, guys.
But you're, as supernatural geeks, they're not gonna care.
Yeah, I meant for the geeks who aren't supernatural.
Supernatural geeks are like, there's a ghost here, we're gonna go check it out.
Yes.
Listen, I'll say one of my times when I went to Snug Harbor, the Chinese garden was closed, and then magically the fence opened with nothing there, and it opened wide, and we walked right in.
It was like, all right, let's go. It's open for you now.
Like it literally unhitched the latch and went.
See, helpful ghost, friendly ghost.
Yeah,
you can meet
Casper.
You probably can meet Casper because somebody's probably cosplaying. As you can tell, folks, we're geeks here, and you're gonna enjoy yourselves. You don't even have to be a geek. You can just be somebody who likes parks. You can be somebody who likes enjoying their day, and this is a great place to enjoy your day.
Yeah, you can like art. You can like if you're just into music too, like because we have a lot of like live performances and stuff like that. We even have someone who's coming who's a dance performer. So if you're into like dance and stuff like that, you could come for those things too. It's really to tap into as many interests as we can. Obviously, we aren't hitting every single area there can be, but we try our best to like branch out and showcase as many people as possible.
And that's what we should do. We show, like we like to say here on the Bitten Apple, the best way to rise, to help each other rise to the top.
Yep. Completely agree.
That's why you guys should go check this out,
Yeah.
And, go have fun. Enjoy your day. Dude, I just told you the weather is going to be beautiful this weekend. It's going to go down to a nice 66. The day is going to be like 84.
And it's going to be windy.
After all this heat, You want to go out somewhere,
It's gonna be windy. There's trees, so there's shade.
and you're near the water, so it's even better.
Yeah, we need the water.
There's so much to love.
Yeah. You
And
can come
dude,
over.
from what you're saying from the food, it just sounds like a great barbecue.
Yeah, it's like so many things in one. Sometimes I don't realize how many things we have until I say it out loud. I'm like, oh wow, we're doing
Definitely.
we're doing a lot. We're doing a lot. Oh wow, it's crazy.
Ralph, your DMs.
Yeah, that's Sebastian who's trying to be here, but he can't be here right now. But Sebastian says he's gonna hit us up on Wednesday for the written writ and come hang out with us to talk more about our Geek Fest here and enjoying it and what they're gonna be doing, and also some of the stuff that the geeks are working on.
Yeah.
So, join us on Wednesday on the written writ with Sebastian. He'll come on, he'll talk about his stuff, he'll talk about a nice geek event that's happening this Saturday.
This Saturday, August 13th, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. So if you don't like waking up in the morning, guess what? We don't end till 8 o'clock. So you can go at 8 o'clock.
So
and if
you guys are going to 8 p.m. So that means that some people who are probably doing other things can actually go and try to enjoy this.
Yeah, they can go. So like the convention has different things. And like I said, the full schedule will be put up on our social media and all different platforms and stuff like that tomorrow as a PDF. So like you can save it on your phone, screenshot it, whatever your case may be. And we had it where it is 11 to 8, so that way people can do other things if they want to. Because I'm fully aware that our convention is not in everyone's mind, or that may not be the thing that everyone maybe is necessarily looking to. And just be something within their day. So we try our best to have different things throughout the course of the day that will continuously engage people.
Yeah, here's a question for you. I know you do the art therapy. Have you considered doing like a panel where people come and, kind of get, their art therapy type of panel type of thing to show how art can be therapeutic?
Well, I have thought about that. And then interestingly enough, we actually are going to have a panel called Cosplay and Mental Health.
There we go. That's good.
So we'll be having a panel. We'll be having a licensed mental health counselor, a person who has a limited permit as an art therapist, and someone who isn't necessarily a mental health professional. However, they know a lot about like medications and different things like that because they actually have major depressive disorder. So they'll be on the panel for this Saturday as well. So maybe next year I'll probably, because that's something I know I was thinking about, but maybe next year we might have something like that. But we have had like painting classes. Like our first year we had painting classes.
Cool.
I'm still trying to see if we can get painting classes, but we'll see. That may be a surprise that's not on the schedule that may be able to come up. But
speaking of surprises,
I'm crashing the party.
Sebastian from the Nerds of the Round.
Hello.
I heard my name and I wanted to crash the party. There you go.
Sebastian, you're having a little bit of stuff on your mic.
Oh, it's probably Firefox.
You're like really staticky.
It's probably Firefox. Give me a second.
You're using Firefox?
I didn't even know Firefox still existed.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, man. Like, I used to use it.
Last time I used Firefox is in like 2009.
You use Firefox when you want to get around Google and Edge.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes you need to get around all the little traps.
Like, say if you're a certain pirater and you need to get your
does that
your
sound
files.
better?
That sounds much better, Sebastian.
Yeah, it's Firefox. Firefox does not like StreamYard for some reason.
Yeah, it's slightly robotic.
Yes. Mr. Roboto, I am excited to see Nadja on Saturday.
Yay! I'm excited to see you on Saturday too. You'll finally see the thing that we've been talking about for the last feels like years now.
That's right. You've been doing mostly the virtual aspect of this. You haven't had a chance to see the main show, right, Sebastian?
No, so it's funny because we met Nadja that year before COVID happened, and she was telling us about her show. Built a great relationship. Gotta thank Miriam Yu for connecting us together. And so we got to interview Nadja and built a relationship from there on one of our Nerds episodes. So we were excited to try to go to the con, and then COVID happened.
Yep. Womp womp.
But
yeah, we all remember 2020 and how everything just.
yeah, it literally happened, and it's amazing what Nadja has done, and not she said like how she started the show, and just where it's gone from there. And again, it's just her and her team, just amazing people, and it even just connected with them virtually and all that. And like I said, when we used to do the podcast, we did it from the apartment, and Nadja traveled all the way up to Staten Island, from Staten Island to the Bronx, interviewed me, Tone, and Law got to interview her, and it was just. Oh, we just melded, and it's been great to see everything that she's done, especially with talking with art therapy. She actually led for Imbion's virtual show last year when we did the virtual show.
I remember this.
Yeah, she did she actually led the which we thank you for that, the whole thing of. Then it's funny you were talking about the art therapy, the whole mental health panel, which was really awesome. And I think that's a great thing that you're doing for people too, and everything. So again, if you guys are seeing this and you definitely are in the New York or tri-state area, definitely go to the show. And then Sunday she's doing her virtual show as well. Some live art for you. Yeah.
Look at artists.
Exactly.
Thanks, man. Sometimes I forget I drove all the way to the Bronx. I think because it only happened once, so my brain was like, when did I do that?
That was like that first year. It was like after that first PowCon that ended. It was like the last PowCon.
See, that's what we were talking about. Well, we actually were talking about in the green room. That PowCon was like the last convention everybody went to before everything went.
Mm-hmm.
It was, PowCon was actually I was supposed to actually go to C2E2 that year, but I had to pull out. Someone was trying to help me get a table, and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna make it, dude. I got a lot of stuff going on, and then
COVID.
You really couldn't make it.
I really couldn't make it. And then Awesome Con was trying to force me to go out at that point. I understood it that there wasn't a lot of things done at that time, but I was like, dude, New York is on lockdown. I don't know about DC, but I can't make it down there. I'm on lockdown.
We weren't even being let. The way New York was at that point, we weren't even being let out of the state.
Yeah. And I was trying to tell them that and it wasn't against them, anything like that, because I think everybody at the time was still confused with what was going on. Because we planned to go to a lot of shows that year. And I was like, definitely GOASI was one of the shows. I was like, yo, it's in the backyard. Let's go. And then it's like, now I'm no longer a New York native. I'm like somewhere in like South Jersey somewhere. Like Staten Island is like the north for me now. It's like, the Great Wall of North.
I forgot you moved.
See, Staten Island is part of New Jersey. He just said it.
No,
I just said it's the North Wall. It's like in Game of Thrones, the Great White North. There you go.
Yeah.
That's still part of the land, man.
Okay, technically all land is part of the land.
That's true.
No. New York is separated.
The funny thing is the Statue of Liberty is closer to New Jersey than it is to New York.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, we won't get into the debate on territorial waters.
Listen, I'm a New Jersey native.
Process, kind of, because we're an island, so technically we're not even touching anybody.
Long Island's an island too. It's not touching anything. The Bronx was the king of the nations because we were still connected to mainland.
That's true. Yeah, the Bronx is actually part of the country. We're the ones floating out here.
Yeah, we're floating.
Listen, the Bronx don't exist either, man.
The Bronx don't exist. Wait, what? I can't hear you. I can't hear you from that drifting island over there, Nathan. You're drifting, brother.
I know. We're drifting away.
Long Island is always like, oh, New York. I'm like, dude, we're part of the same island. Like Long Island is always like, we don't talk to New Yorkers. I'm like, what are you talking about?
There's nothing to do in Long Island except go to New York.
There's nothing to do in Long Island but drive east and west, and if you're lucky, you got a short trip north and south. There you go.
And of course, you can see all the New York love, and this is what we do.
I'll be honest. So I do miss Long Island. I miss everything. I miss you guys. This is, I miss everybody. It's great to see everybody doing their thing. See everybody doing their thing at the conventions. Yeah. It's been missing. Again, been in the dungeon, but again, it's awesome that GOASI is coming up. I'm like, oh yeah, I haven't been in a show in a minute. Let's go. I'm ready to see. I want to see that hamster ball, Nadja.
It's gonna be there.
We were just talking about.
You're going to be a hamster in real life. Okay, I will be posting pictures of what it looks like. I feel like no one believes me when I tell them about
Oh, I believe it when you do it. I believe. I believe it's coming. And that's it.
It's like when I
see.
tell people that I have a net that is human sized and nobody believes that I have it.
Why do you have this?
Don't ask me why do I have things. Just know that I have it. I go over this all the time.
No, we gotta ask why do you have it? Because they're you know, let's talk about you, Nathan. We love you, brother. Sometimes we question, man.
Don't question it. Just know that I have it.
Ralph, just blink twice if you're okay.
Dude, man, I miss all this. Dude, I don't remember the last time I saw you at a convention.
I know it's been a minute. I mean, the last con I think I did out there.
It was like Imbion or something, right?
No, it wasn't in Beyond. It was I think it was actually it was Pete Show's the indie art show. That was the last con I did in Long Island. Was that?
Yeah, you're right. I think
and
that's the last time we saw you was at Indie Art Show.
Yeah, indie art show was the final one that I did out there. And yeah, and it's everything just hit because I believe after indie art show was PowCon before that. So that's when I saw a lot of people in New York. And then it's like, yeah, then
you're
the
right.
world
It was PowCon, it was
Indie Art Show,
and then our last thing was the Toy Fair, and then after that, everything went.
Yeah, everything went to and I remember too. It was that conversation like, yo, and Imbion's going to be a virtual show this year. We did it 2 years in a row. Unfortunately, we're not doing one this year. Studio's been focused on a lot of stuff.
Usually by now you go, Ralph, can you? I'm like, sure.
Yeah, the decision for the studio was decided. So Imbion has decided to focus on a lot of the content right now that they're building. So there's a lot of content. There's a lot of stuff. It's just seeing where trends are going with the internet right now. And one of the things is like we had a lot of belief in virtual shows. We still believe that there's something out there for it, but because this year there's a lot of people going to a lot of in-person shows because it's the first time a lot of stuff is opening up. A lot of people, when they see the virtual show, they're kind of reminded of like COVID and all that, which is understandable. So the studio decided to focus more on content building. The Medusa's Cascade has more than it's close to I think 200 episodes. Nadja's been on one of our D&D campaigns. She sees how chaotic we are. And Tommy has been doing a great job, and there's a lot of art getting ready to drop for it. There's a lot of stuff in the tech world that we're looking at to drop. I mean, I've been in the dungeon, which we're going to talk on Wednesday, which I dropped my webcomic on Patreon now, which I've been in the dungeon working on that for the only reason this project has taken a while is because I have stopped and worked on other people's projects. There was a project I had to walk away from, just mutual parties just walking away from each other. But this has been a project that has been working on. Yeah. So this project has been working very, very hard. I'm glad to share some stuff exclusively when GOASI happens as well. Glad to see everybody this weekend. So definitely exclusive. I'm gonna be because most of the stuff is only seen on Patreon right now. So I'm gonna be like, yeah, check us out. I'm gonna show some pictures.
We promote your Patreon, my good sir. Where can we go and promote that Patreon of yours?
Yes. I've been promoting it on my Facebook. I'm sorry, I don't have the link on me. I'll bring up that link for you.
Bad.
Bad. Ralph, not bad. I sent you a press kick, Ralph.
Oh,
you should have.
You know what
Ralph.
The press kit has all the nice pictures.
Ralph.
Ralph
How
actually has
could
the
you, Ralph?
press kit. See,
The press kit has all the nice pictures about the stuff he's working on. It has nothing about a Patreon.
It has a Word PDF document. It has all the links.
I'm about to let you know.
Listen, if there's one thing I stress to people all the time is when we interview people is press kit. Yeah. And I'm like, you know what? I had to put together a bullet point on press kits for people. I love everybody, but sometimes as artists, we got to get together and learn how to put a press kit together.
That's a definite, dude. There's sometimes where we have somebody on and I have to look for all the stuff.
Do you know how hard it is to go grab people's images off of their Instagram in order to put it into a video, and how much easier it would be just to have it? Oh,
I just tell people, I just send people my stuff. Here's the cartoon images. Here you go. It's very easy. Give them bullet points. Give us bullet points. You give us bullet points, we can ask you questions. But luckily, though, everybody's been great who come on the show and all that. haven't really needed to pull teeth because everybody just likes to talk. We like to geek out. I mean, just to say it, Nadja geeks out Staten Island. She geeked out on our show, and you can see it on a special episode of Nerds. Nadja's been on a few times.
Yeah, I love being on there.
But yeah, that's the Patreon right now. Obviously, you can see some stuff is behind the paywall, and I've only kept it at $3 for supporters. So it's really just $3 that supports what I do. That's a t-shirt design actually. Boricua Bros. Super Hermanos.
Super Boricua Bros.
Super Hermanos.
Super Hermanos.
Yeah, actually, we sold that on our t-shirt shop. Me and my wife opened up a t-shirt shop, so it's mostly our designs. That's one of the designs I contributed for it. But yeah, it's like people get all like, I do free posts every Sunday, so they're like a bunch of public posts, and then every Tuesday is a new exclusive post. So there's just art there that I haven't posted anywhere on any social media at this time, with the exception of promoting some of the comic stuff, which is just snippets and previews. But like for example, an unreleased comic I've never released is actually on my Patreon on there, which I've never released. I thought about releasing this comic called Lords of New York, and I finished the whole book and I just never released it.
So are you saying that for $3 I can join and become a subscriber and see all of this? Just for $3?
$3 a month. That's less than your Netflix subscription.
That's
if you really had
a Starbucks coffee.
Yeah, I mean, I keep it real with people. I'm like this. Listen, we're in a crazy economy. I mean, you can ask for as many things you want for subscriptions. Like, you know what, just keep it $3 a month. Your $3 helps support me for everything that I'm doing on the comic, on the art and everything. So it's muchly deeply appreciated on it. And when it comes down to with everything that has to do with the Patreon site, it's just I'm having fun with it. I just did my first raffle for the subscribers there, where I did out a free commission. I just sent it out, so someone won a free commission. I'm actually doing another raffle for subscribers that's coming out August 30th, where I'm going to raffle off either a random grab bag or a free commission. So there's going to be some fun stuff, and just having fun with it. And you know, that's some stuff I'm gonna talk about with GOASI and everything, with helping with promotions on it, because I like to promote the content. I'm probably going to be doing I'm definitely doing a live drawing on Sunday for GOASI, and I'm going to be drawing one of the characters for the book. So as I'm drawing the character for the webcomic that I'm doing, I'll throw in some snippets for people to see, and I might even throw in a file if anybody who comes to the GOASI live stream to support GOASI this weekend. Definitely for the first two parts, people will get to exclusively download the first two parts on that live stream. I'll have it ready for them to read if they support the GOASI stream this Sunday, and as well as supporting with the show.
Wow. I felt, even though I already know this is pretty much happening, my brain was like, wow, that's happening. That's so crazy. Whoa.
I always like to say the same thing. It's amazing what's happening that people don't know that is happening, because there's just so much always happening.
Yes.
Well, I mean, whoever's tuning in, watching this, supporting GOASI, they're gonna see like, oh, I gotta make sure to tune into the stream, tune into the GOASI streams, and take advantage of that free download. So you got the first two parts. That part 2 just actually is coming out tomorrow. So a lot of people will be ahead, and part 3 is coming out next week. And I gotta give it up to George Medina. He's actually been the letterer. He's the creator behind Wonder Duck. Hey, there goes Cheyenne. She's awesome too.
Yes.
Awesome cosplay.
The one in like the maid outfit with the mask on. She's our co-con chair. That's Cheyenne. She's great.
But well, I'm excited to finally be at a show that I again haven't seen everybody. So hopefully got to see you guys there too, taking pictures, interviewing everybody, doing your thing, bitten apple thing.
Bitten apple thing. Well, we've changed it a bit because of COVID, but
doing the bitten apple mask thing. Let's go. Let's get our mask.
Yeah, I mean, one of the slogans we had for 2020 was masks on for a great con. So
it's actually pretty good. Masks on for good.
I didn't think of that. One of my team members did. I was like, that's good.
It's always fun to me though that we're already wearing masks, and then you have people going, I'm not wearing a mask. I'm like, dude, you're already wearing a mask.
There are two things, and I have a theory why some people didn't want to wear their mask. So here's the thing: one good thing about the mask, you didn't have to smell people's bad breath. One bad thing about the mask is that people had to smell their own bad breath. And I'm going to say this: people who didn't wear their mask, they just wanted to smell their breath that smell like butt.
That
Oh,
problem. That
Oh
need
my
to get their
God.
hygiene together. It's
Yeah.
crazy. But
So
yeah,
that's
those are
amazing.
some
Look at
pictures
these
from
shots, man.
2019. Actually, that was actually at Empire Outlets, which is like right outside of the ferry. It's like an outlet mall,
Mm,
and we did a photo shoot there.
I like the aesthetic of the outlet mall.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Mhm.
it looks beautiful, man. Whew.
Yes.
Yeah, these guys, and these are the shots you can get there because you're gonna have the photographers. So
Yep. These
But
are the shots.
plus, you have that outdoor environment that you're able to do a lot of that at.
Yeah. Last year he's in a tree, as you can see.
I feel like one of the things I liked, and it's funny because it's Sakura Matsuri did it well, where you were outside and you were taking pictures outside, and it changed the way the whole dynamic of cosplay was, because you had this world to take pictures in.
That's
And I
because
feel
the
the same thing,
Brooklyn Botanic Garden charges
Snug
way
Harbor.
too much to utilize their indoor buildings.
Well, at least at Snug Harbor, you can have a little bit more fun.
Yeah.
Listen, we got a lot of bar shots. Don't worry, we got a lot of great shots. But this is, again, you got that pure outdoor environment. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that's pretty dope. Get to
Exactly.
do a lot of fun stuff. And there was a lot of great pictures from last year's show that again, not just be modest. There was a lot of great pictures posted from your show from last year. You're very modest when it comes to your
I remember
convention.
those, yeah. I remember
I
last year's
try not
show,
to
all the pictures came out.
She's like, she don't like to brag, but I was like, dude, you did a lot of beautiful shots. Like, Jesus, damn.
Well, all the beautiful shots were taken by all the photographers that attended. And even some people that weren't officially press photographers, they were just photographers that took pictures. And we always ask, like, oh, is it okay if we post them? Like, these look really great. And we try to promote everyone who has taken photos for us. We always give them like photo credit and try to like promote them and the things that like they do, because it's like, I did not take any of these photos. Well, maybe some of them I took, but like most of the photos that are on our website are from amazing artists. So for every one of the galleries that you look through, you'll see the name and a link to the photographers that took the pictures.
So I'm not sure if Nadja shared her story on how she did her first con on her own with one arm. Was this that passion right there? It's like, no,
We
this
felt the
is
pain, man.
like, this is, the energy is all real, because again, I had the honor of meeting her in person. The energy is all real, the passion is all real. With again, your community is blessed to have a Nadja in it, very supportive of everybody and all that. Because you got a lot of people out there that don't show, but she definitely is very supportive, and it's like, just to hear that overall backstory is like, listen, Staten Island have a
Oh,
convention.
you can feel her passion. You can
Oh,
see her
yeah.
passion. As we've been talking
Passion.
about the whole event, you feel that. Come on, people, let's do this. Come on, it's amazing.
Oh,
Let's
That's
go.
what it's like. It's infectious when you see it in person. It's like, oh my God, it's just awesome, because it's like, Nadja.
yeah. But this will be the first time I'm actually seeing you in person since the first time I've ever met you.
Wow,
I haven't met him in person since the first
that
time
actually
I've
makes
ever met
sense.
him. COVID, yeah.
We've all been stuck inside, and then I know one of the years you were completely virtual, right?
No, we were in person every single year.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I guess I remember the virtual aspect.
No, I mean, it's
We were stuck inside.
no, she did. So even during COVID, and I remember we talked about a lot of stuff, because there was a lot of big stuff that was going on, but you definitely had made sure COVID protocols and everything to make sure everybody had a safe environment, and you did it outdoors.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, okay, this is dope. Like, you're making sure everybody is protected and everything. And again, she had everybody's health in mind when she did this show, and it's just
Dude, she
the
was
passion,
able
the
to pull
conversations.
off. She was able to pull off this whole thing when the virus was completely going out there. That first convention she did was while the virus was going crazy, and she was able to pull that off. That says a lot.
No, it was before the convention, before the virus. After the virus, she still pulled it off,
Yeah.
but went from indoors to outdoors. And
Mhm.
again, with everything that she did to make sure people were protected, health wise, and all that, and stuff that she said she was doing, like we were paying attention into the group chats that we were all part of, and it's like, dude, you're really doing something really good for people in the community. And
Thank
it was
you.
mostly, and again, we applaud you. If there's an award we can give you, it's like again,
Ah, thanks, man. No, like you're right. I humble myself, but sometimes I forget I do the things that I do because it's not me doing it for like the accolades. You'd be like, oh, she did a convention during the pandemic. That's wild. It's really it's really like the con is for the people. The con isn't for me. The only benefit that I get as the person that created and runs the con is seeing everyone enjoy themselves, is seeing the artists like have people be invested in their artwork and see people passionate about it and wanting to get more from them. It's seeing the performers, hear people cheer them on while they put out their work. It's hearing the panelists like, speak, or people who have never spoken before be given platforms to speak.
Yeah.
Right. It's those things that for me is like, yeah, no, I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna keep doing this because that is like the most benefit that I get.
And you can see it, you can feel it, you can see that you're for the con's sake, because you love the convention, you want to see it happen.
Yeah. And I love the people that come. Like, I'm very much so interactive with all the attendees. I'm like, you guys doing all right? Yeah, okay. Runs across the other side of the field. You doing okay? Yeah, all right. Runs across. Mind you, 9 times out of 10, no one knows who I am, depending on whether or not they were there for the opening ceremony. I'm just somebody running around. No one actually knows I run.
Like that convention worker, she was really nice.
Yeah. Like
know.
no one knows who I am because I also cosplay at my own convention because like why not? So like sometimes people don't know who I am, and I do think it's important to not just be like a face and be like, well, you guys are here, give me your money, and go about my day. I think it is always important to check in with the people who are attending about things that are going on, because I might think, or even my team, we might be like, wow, this is great, everyone loved it, it's wonderful, the same thing again. And then people are secretly like, that was poop. That was the hottest poop I have ever endured in my life. So like I think it's important that we do engage with our attendees because they are part of what makes the con run. Our vendors are what part of makes the con run. Our performers, our panelists, our volunteers, our photographers, those are all people that make the con run. So why not invest in making sure that they're enjoying themselves, that they're having a good time? What are maybe needs that we aren't meeting, right? What needs are we meeting? That's all important because we do obviously want people to come back. We want them to come back for all the right reasons.
And I feel like a lot of cons lose that aspect of conventions. They're so trying to get the convention together so much that they forget what they're doing, who they're doing it for, why they're doing it. And it kind of like gets out of hand.
I think that's why we really messed with Nadja very well, because and beyond also too was helping with supporting what she was doing with the con, whether it was in person, not in person, virtual. One of the things we decided that led into the fact we didn't think we were going to do a great virtual show this year. It wouldn't have been fair to our vendors or anything. And you see, and it was just great to see the same passion, because again, when we speak to Nadja about the passion of what she was looking to do with this show, it was more about the vendors, it was more about the fans, it was more about and again, especially when a lot of people still had a lot of questions during COVID, she was out there finding out a lot of the stuff with the COVID protocols, with what you need to do. She was making sure she had stuff for masks for people and still have enough of environment for people to come through and enjoy the show and not have to worry. So she, again, that passion, we saw it in all the group chats when we were talking about when this was just a moment of uncertainty. And that's why it's like GOASI is one of the cons I definitely love supporting and everything, because it's just her passion behind that. And Ralph, Nathan, you had all done a bunch of conventions up and down and everything, and they're just we'll let them remain unnamed. They're showrunners that they just don't care. And it's very rare in some cases that you do find people who really care about the fans and the artists and make sure that everyone is having a good time. I mean, they'll get twisted. Yeah, we're all looking to turn a profit on it, but at the same time, there's who's just more in it for the run of the profit, who's there, who wants to succeed, people succeed, and that's the most successful.
Are like widely well known are only in it for the profit, to where
Yeah.
they're a lot more corporate than what they probably should be for their own show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's understandable because, like, some people, you want to be upfront of it. You want to run it as a business, you run it as a business. But at the end of the day, your business is a community of people. Your
Yeah.
vendors are also your customers as well, just like the attendees. And when you start treating people like numbers, like they're your employees, like I've seen people treat vendors like they're their employees. Like, no, I paid you for a spot. I am not your employee. And
I'm
the great thing is that she does ask people
Mhm.
like ways to improve the show, where can we go, because it's like you're reaching out to people, the community, on how to build a better show, because at the end of the day, the community is the artists and the people attending, and she has that passion with definitely finding out from people. She strives to be the
I
best.
You can feel it, man.
I try.
This whole interview, you felt it. Like I said, you can see her passion. You can see how much she loves the show, and I feel like that goes out there and sends all the good vibes out there.
I think it's great because when we interviewed her, it came from a place that she was a fan of the stuff.
Yeah.
She was a fan of everybody and everything. And it's like, it's great because like she has that fan aspect to it too. It's like it is dope. Like when we geek out in the conversations that we have, when we geek out with you, Nadja,
Yeah.
it's still there. It's still there. It's like, oh, yes.
Yeah. Like
so fun.
even when I was there for the Stranger Things, right? We had, oh man, it's going. I was like, yeah, no, this is crazy. I like binge watched it. I didn't even watch Stranger Things at the time. I was like, I binge watched it just so I could be on the show and I didn't look like a fool. And I was like, this is amazing. This is great. I get why everyone loves this show so much. And I was able to geek out about something that I'm typically not fully involved in, like involving like types of media that I consume or like genres and stuff like that. I was like, oh, I might have to get more into it. And I think that's another component or portion of the convention, is that even if it's somewhere that you haven't necessarily dived into or maybe wanted to always know about but didn't know how to go about it, there's someone there who knows. There's someone there who's already involved. There's someone there who's already invested. All you have to do is just show up.
Yeah. Show up, have fun, enjoy the food, enjoy the geeking, and that's one of the things you can actually feel from this. It's go geek out.
Yes.
It's not about one
Frolic in the
fandom.
fields.
It's about all the geekdoms. Come,
Frolic in the
enjoy all the
fields.
geekdoms.
We literally we're in a meadow. Frolic in the fields and go meet out. You can tra-la-la-la-la all over the place.
That should be the slogan. You can tra-la-la-la all over the place.
Yeah.
Tra-la.
Tra-la-la-la.
Tra-la-la-la.
Oh, man. All right, so I see we're at the 15 mark. So, Nadja, what do you want to leave the audience with?
What I want to leave off is, if you haven't heard me say it a bajillion million times, the convention is happening on Saturday, from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. It's at Snug Harbor Cultural Center and Botanical Garden. You can easily find us on all of our social media platforms at GOASI Con or GOASI_Con. If you're interested in anything that I do, you can find me on Instagram at eonc_designs. It's in the chat box. Look at the chat box. Chat box will tell you. And just, don't come out for any other reason than yourself, really. As much as I am ranting and raving about it, obviously I will be biased because I created it and I know what, comes about with the show. However, come out because you want to come out. Come out because you want to find a new artist. Come out because you want to hear a new musician. You want to find out more about this type of panel or this type of, industry. Come out for things for yourself, for things that you enjoy or something that you're trying to get into. Don't just come out just because I'm flapping my gums.
Or come out because you're flapping your gums and talking about the show and everything. Just come out in general. Have fun. Geek out.
Exactly.
Geek out. That's the biggest slogan. Geek out.
Staten Island.
Yes.
See, Staten Island has one great thing about it. It's Nadja's show.
Oh.
There we go.
We talked about that too. It was funny. I was just mentioning to her that I just know 3 shows that happened from there, and she mentioned all three, and I was like, so it's not just
my island. No, my island. But yeah, come out, have a good time. It's family friendly. So if you want to bring the kids, there's stuff for kids there. You know, we also have like a kids cosplay contest, which I completely forgot about to even mention. So we have a kids portion of our cosplay contest. So even if you're a little baby cosplayer, bring the baby. We've had people who've cosplayed their dogs and entered the competition. And they've cosplayed with their dogs. So like, you know, come on down and, you know, bring your pets, whatever. It's very like everything friendly.
So I'm hearing I can bring a lizard.
You technically can. There's nothing stopping you from bringing a lizard. How people may react to said lizard depending on type of lizard, that is out of sight of my control and management.
Godzilla.
First of all, how did you even get him here and no one noticed until now? That's my concern. And where were you?
He was in the water. Obviously, no one's gonna see.
First of all, Godzilla does not live underwater, if I'm not mistaken.
Listen, according to the recent Godzilla movies, there are underwater canals that connect the entirety of Earth, to which the hollow Earth theory exists, and Godzilla swims through all of them in order to appear where Godzilla needs to.
I believe that.
You're only allowed. You're only allowed to enter Godzilla if you bring Godzuki.
I like Godzuki.
I like the concept.
I wish I could see Nathan's face. He's probably like, this guy.
Nah.
So, Sebastian, what do you want to leave the audience with? Besides the fact that you're going to be with us Wednesday, geeking out, talking more about our geeking out at Staten Island. And, of course, a lot of the nerds stuff and Sebastian stuff.
All right,
And the
let's
Ambient
go.
stuff.
Let's
That's
go.
a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of stuff. So make sure you guys are tuning into the Medusa's Cascade every Saturday on any Spotify or podcast app that you're listening to. It's the Ambient podcast, the D&D podcast that keeps going chaotic. Nerds Around every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going live tomorrow. We're going to be talking about Prey. We're going to be talking about Sandman. And we have possibly a comic guest song coming on. I will be on the Written Writ on Wednesday. I will be on Catch the Craze on Wednesday as well, the hour before that. So I got a busy schedule. I will be at GOASI Con for the virtual show on Sunday, doing a live drawing. Times will be announced through all my social media. I will be at the live show visiting. So if you're there, come say hi.
Yeah.
Maybe I might bring a little something to give to people who knows. Come to the show, you'll find out. See, promotion, shameless promotions for everything.
Be there.
Like a hypnotizing clock thingy.
Oh yeah, be there. Hypno Lizard. Concrete Combat is out on the Patreon page. It is finally out. It has been a work of blood, sweat, and labor. Everyone who subscribes to the Patreon, please, thank you. I thank you for your full support, because your support continues to support this project, continues to support me. Part 2 comes out for Chapter 1. Part 2 comes out tomorrow. Get to learn a little bit more about the Gordon family tomorrow. So we got an introduction to the world, a nice little brief introduction. Now we're going into the Gordon family. Again, Chapter 1 is going to continue on. So Part 1 coming out, Part 2 comes out tomorrow. Part 1 is already out. And finally, this Sunday I will be drawing on GOASI again, virtual show. So make sure you guys are tuning in.
Yes.
There you have it, folks.
And I'll be there for both, because I also run both.
She's not just a member, she's the president.
Yeah.
I'm not just a member, I'm the geek of the show as well.
Exactly. So, dude, if you guys want to geek out, this Saturday and Sunday is going to be a total geek out in Staten Island at Snug Harbor in virtual space. You know, all things geekery. Go have some fun, people.
Yeah. And frolic in the fields.
Frolic in the field.
Tra-la-la-la.
you may get it if Ralph shows up at the same time I'm out there. You may get us both frolicking in the field. I have a frolic with Ralph and Nathan as well.
You're actually right. I forgot about those videos. All right, so let's see what happens. Nat, do you have anything to say before we go?
Of course, it's the usual thing. I've done it 3 times so far this stream, but if you may, go follow Floof Schmallow on Instagram and Twitter. She does amazing art. Look at the beautiful art. Very nice, very pretty, very nice. Go give her follow. Go give her likes. Yes. And then aside from that, Ben Apple Wednesday at late right 11:30 is kind of late, and that's it.
The late right.
Oh, she was listening. Yay!
Dude, I was about to say, you're just saying all this stuff because Shen can't say anything. And then Shen goes, no.
No. Yeah, shameless promotion. Take the
Exactly.
promo word.
Exactly. If
Dude,
you guys
she
go
does
and give her
fantastic
likes and
artwork.
follows
Wait,
right
what
now,
was it?
she will say no even louder.
Wait. What's the word? Where do you have to follow? Shmoosh, shmoosh,
Oh,
Schmoosh.
Schmoosh. Here, I'll just put it in the private chat.
Oh, the
as
private
well,
chat. Now we're
so
being
that
private.
you can directly click it.
There you go. Private chat. Floof schmallow.
Yes.
Floof.
And now she will have to put out more work.
Oh, you mean that
Yes.
she has to do content?
Well, she's still working on content. It's just
Well, I know that because she has a couple of top secret projects going. So
yeah.
you know, Shen's gonna be all like, wait till I get to you guys at the next convention.
Yeah,
She's-
basically with
she
this
is-
one
she is-
project,
she
she's
is
gonna
too.
have a whole portfolio that she can just use. Oh, there she goes. No.
You can tell we love each other here at the Apple. So with that, I'll do what we do here on Bitten Apple, which is completely different than what I do on the Written Writ. And that's press this button and this.